Most of us believe that pushing harder is the best way to achieve your goals. When things don't go our way, we double down, more effort, more force, push that fixed plan in your head into reality. But it turns out that's the most inefficient way to achieve what you want. Not only does it not work, but it takes you further away from your actual goals. In this video, I want to explain to you exactly why this happens and the system behind it. Going back to my undergraduate days, my dream job was Bain & Company. I wanted to get into top tier consulting no matter what. And I did everything right. I did the engineering degree. I was in the US for my undergrad. I had a 3.9 plus GPA, and I was relentlessly prepping cases night and day. I didn't land an interview. So I thought, okay, I'm going to go to grad school and try the same thing again. And sure enough, I did not get an interview at Bain & Company. I got a consulting gig at Deloitte, which was great, but Bain had always been the one. So I sort of let that goal go. I didn't really know what to do about it, so I just kind of forgot about it. And then in 2015, I was moving from the US to India, and I had no job lined up, and I was just sort of exploring. And I came across this random website that said top tier consulting, really vague description, no name. And normally I would have just scrolled past it because it seems too random to even invest time and effort in. My practical mind was saying, don't apply. But I actually applied because I felt a pull. And it turned out to be Bain & Company. And not only that, it turned out to be the first time in its history in India where it was actually taking in applicants from outside its traditional recruiting pipeline from Indian universities. That's how I got in. So a door opened that was never there before. And a random nudge came to me, which I would have normally ignored. And all the dots sort of lined up, and this opportunity came into my life the moment I stopped chasing it. So this really fascinated me. And then I realized I've had multiple such instances in my life where things sort of fell into place without forcing. And where I see that in my life, the areas that I'm actually stuck at, I've noticed that I've actually been pushing really hard and trying to force the outcome. So here is why letting go works better than trying to force it. There are two ways of moving through life. One, which is what we all do and are trained to do, which is you take a fixed plan in your heads and you try to impose it into reality no matter what, even if things are not going in the direction that you expect your fixed plan to play out in. And the second is when you participate intelligently, without brute force, in the unfolding of reality. You act when necessary, and you take the right action when necessary. Gripping a goal and obsessively thinking about the outcome blocks your intuition. Your intuition is your inner GPS, and it will guide you to your goals. And that's because if you think about the source of your goals and where it's come from, and the path to it are actually the same. It's the creator in you that gives you a goal, and the intuition, which is the inner GPS that leads you to it, and both actually come from the same source. Think about your goals and think about how you came about them and why you got the interest that you do. Curiosity is something that is beyond your control. But when you're thinking constantly, you block this curiosity, you block this intuition, you block the creator in you from showing you the way. When you focus on things going wrong, you filter reality for threats. You literally become blind to opportunities. There's a system in your brain called the reticular activation system. And it is what filters the 11 million bits of sensory information that comes in to the conscious 40 bits that you've actually noticed and taken into account. So what is the basis of filtering 11 million to 40? It is your goals and it is your dominant thinking and emotional state. So when you're in forcing mode, you're always focusing on what is not going right, on threats and on things going wrong. And so you're literally filtering only the things that are going wrong. And you're blind to opportunities that could literally be right next to you, which is the case in my story. In the first case, where I was gripping and forcing, I would have never applied to a random website and followed a curious nudge when it made no sense. When you let go of the outcome, you're in a receptive, relaxed state. The overthinking fog has cleared and you can hear your intuition clearly. Now you can be guided to your goals through your inner GPS without your thinking mind hijacking you constantly, second-guessing, doubting, rethinking, overanalyzing. Intent and action collapse into one, and now you're flowing in life effortlessly. This is known as Wu Wei, or effortless action in Taoism. And this is also what Miley calls flow. This is the flow state. It is the most joyful and exuberant way to live your life. To try this out, think of a small goal that you're willing to let go of. Maybe it is, you want to reinstate an old hobby like dancing or gardening. Or maybe you want to just eat cleaner and lighter dinners. Think about the goal and visualize it, and then let it go and know that you will be guided to it. Trust that the outcome will happen and follow your intuition. And to hear your intuition, you should stay in a non-thinking state, which will come when you let go of the goal. The more you remain in a non-thinking state, the more you'll learn how to participate intelligently in the unfolding of reality. And once you try this out with your smaller goals, you will build proof to try this out on your bigger goals. Thank you for watching.